Hey everybody, I'm Luke. I've got some exciting stuff for you today. Yesterday, Apple announced their new line of iPhones, the iPhone 5C and the 5S. And to precede that, they showed off for one final time in a keynote, iOS 7. Alright, and they also, at the end of that, they announced a release date. The release date is next Wednesday, September 18th. But yesterday, after the event was over, they released the final version to developers to get everything out that they need to for release next Wednesday. So, but also this file was leaked out, so everybody's going for it and everything, and I actually was able to get it on my iPhone 4, as you can see here, right there, and also on my iPad. So today I'm going to kind of show you what I think about it, you know, how I like it, and you just first look, get a short run, you know, over all the features, and just kind of what iOS 7 is. So I hope you like this video, and let's get into it. Alright, so let's jump right on into this. So first I want to show you the home screen. Alright, so first to unlock it, it works the same as before. You just slide anywhere on the screen and it unlocks and goes right into to everything right there. So, you know, then you lock it and you come back. And so first or second, here's the notification center. This is a really nice new feature that you can do. Before, you could not access notification center from the lock screen. And so this is a very useful thing to have, so you can access everything in here. And so we'll show you that, but that's great to have. Third, just like before, you can go into the camera from the lock screen. And so that's always good. They've redesigned it, and so finally for the home screen is control panel, and I will show you more later in the video, more about control panel and how that works. But from the lock screen, you just slide up, and you can access control panel right there, and so you can go into everything, and so that's great. So let's go ahead and unlock it, and let's see what we can, what we can get into. And so this is running on my iPhone 4. So it was a few years old, and so it was a little bit slower, and so bear with me. And so this is a massive, just kind of like a redesign. All the icons have been changed. Everything looks different. It is much more colorful. It's vibrant. They give you a whole new set of wallpapers with iOS 7. Kind of like if you have a Mac, when you get the computer, you get like a set of wallpapers. And so that's a nice feature. You've got all the apps, icons are just redesigned and much more colorful. That right there, that's how you get a notification, and this is also a call. And so I will answer that, you just hit answer and all that sort of stuff. Alright, and so let's go ahead and get into settings, and that's the first thing I'm going to show you. And so it is a very, oops, let's go ahead and get rid of that. It is a very clean and white overhaul. It's very different from before, but yet at the same time it is also very much the same. So it's the same look, or same layout is probably the right word. For settings, everything kind of looks the same. They've added a few things, such as let's see, notification center and control center. Cellular is there now as well. And so there's all that, but it's much more white, it's much more clean, which is nice. To have, you don't have everything, kind of all these different designs going on and all this sort of stuff, and so that's nice. Let's go ahead and go into multitasking. And so just as before, you double tap, and so that brings up this was a little bit of a take on Android and I believe Windows Phone as well. Somebody in the comments correct me if I'm wrong. But basically it comes up like this, and you got pages, and you can go through different stuff, and you can go into all that, and go into an app just like before. And to get rid of one, you just pull the page up and swipe it, and it's gone. So looks great, works great, and so that is multitasking. I really like it. I think it's a nice redesign. It works well. Works better than before. You don't have to like hold it and do all that sort of stuff, which is good. And so because that was always really slow. Now I'm going to show you control panel and how that works. Basically, control panel is a quick access for your settings, all the settings you might need very quickly instead of having to go through the actual settings app. And so top to bottom, you have airplane mode, you have Wi-Fi, you can turn it on or off. You have Bluetooth, you have do not disturb, and I believe you have your lock, or you can adjust your brightness, which is probably one of the most desired features about iOS 7, is being able to adjust your brightness without having to go into settings. All these different people I talk to will tell me that they really want to be able to adjust their brightness like very quickly. And so I'm very thankful for that. You can also mess with your music, and so that's good. You can work with AirPlay. You have your flashlight, so, and that's a good feature as well. Your calculator, I believe that is alarm over there, and you also have your camera, and so you can just launch stuff from there. Now control pan, or notification settings rather. Notification center, sorry. And so now you can go into that. And so it is a redesign from before, and it's very clean. If you look at it very closely, you can also see under it's almost like a clear overlay. You can see under your icons and apps and all that. And so you can go through all the different notifications that you have. You can see your weather, and so right today is partly cloudy, and it's like 91, or that's the high at least. Hopefully it won't get that hot. You go through your reminders, the stock, and everything like that, and you can go through notifications. And so this is nice to have. I really like this so far, and that's cool. And there are lots of app redesigns within iOS 7. The first is the weather app, and so right here you can scroll through the different times of the day instead of having to tap it. And so this is basically all you get right here, is this little thing. There's no scrolling up or down, but you can scroll side to side. You can get different temperatures and weather for today. Works the same as you swipe over and you get all that. And so that's good. I do like the weather app. I think that it's pretty good. It's different a little bit different from the old, and it's better. So there's calendar as well, which looks very much different from the old, and so I do like this a lot. I wasn't a massive fan of this, and looks like you can scroll down for a very long time. So that's actually pretty cool. So I'm looking at 2016. And so basically you can go into all your stuff. You can hit new, and it brings up all of that. So that's notes basically. It's pretty straightforward, works the same as before. Now music is a little bit different. Everything really works the same as before, so there's not a big difference there. And so you have all this music on here, and that works nicely. Basically probably the biggest difference is the now playing, and obviously the colors, but I'm not sure how much I like this. I think that this is a take from Android and Windows Phone, a little bit too much, but at the same time it is a pretty cool look that they've got going on here. And so anyway, that's basically music, and you've got different stuff. You can access the store. So, and then we go into Safari, which is also had an update. Now, if I have this is a page right here. This is not a search page. But if you want to get rid of it, you can swipe left. Right now, this I can't get rid of it at the moment. But if you have multiple pages, you can go on for. I believe you can have as many pages as you like. With older versions of iOS, it stopped you at 8. You only have 8 pages, and so now you can just go on through everything. And so that's Safari. Again, that's a very short overview, but still, anyway. And so a few minutes ago, I also did show you kind of how how a phone call will look as I answered that. And so you can go into the phone, and it's a whiter, more simpler and version of the phone. And so you have all your contacts. Looks the same a little bit, works the same. And now you have like the circular buttons instead of the square grid design as before, which did get a little bit boring. So this will be nice, and you can just kind of type in a number or whatever, and you can backspace it there. And you go into voicemail right there. You can do greeting and all that. And so now you go into message, and I really do like, this is one thing I really do like about iOS 7 is the redesign on messages. I think it's looks nice. It's a very fitting look for iOS 7, and so that's how it looks within, basically. And so you can do different stuff. It works the same way. I will say, before, when you could scroll all the way up, you now just have this contact button. You can't go in. You can't just hit call anymore, which is kind of sad. Because I use that feature a lot. But still, just go into contact, and that's easier, or just as easy. And so that's messages. The keyboard here. Let me show you the keyboard, because I've not shown you that yet. And so there's all of this. I found it rather difficult to actually get used to the keyboard. I like it a lot, but I'm still working through it and still getting used to it. It's a great redesign. It looks good, but I will just say it does take some time to get used to. And so anyway, that's good to have right there. Now, Spotlight Search, if you remember, on old iOS, I'm not sure who used it. I didn't personally, but I'm sure plenty of people did. You had Spotlight Search, and so before it was to the left, and you could go in there, and that was that. Now they took that out. As you can see, I'm swiping over, nothing happens. But instead, you swipe down, and that brings up Spotlight Search, and so you can search different things. So let's search Twitter, and that brings up Twitter, or the Twitter app whenever it loads. But anyway, that's Spotlight Search, kind of a simpler take. I like it better. And so let's go into the camera now. See, there we go. And so in here you have the camera, and you can it kind of works a little bit similar. It's different a little bit. So you can kind of scroll over and you go to video, or you can scroll back over and you go to photo. But this, where it says square, this is a new feature where it says square. This works great for, like, if you have an Instagram. You can take a picture. It's already preset at the dimensions of what an Instagram photo needs to be, so you don't have to do any more of that annoying cropping. When you take the picture, you can actually take it, and so you aren't cropping somebody's face out or something like that. You can stand where you need to stand and take it, so that's nice. When you have a photo, which I've already taken here, just go and edit, and this is a new feature. They have filters, just like Instagram. So you tap the little icon in the middle, and this brings up different filters, and you can go to mono or Nior, fade, or black and white chrome, different stuff like that. And so that's a cool feature, so you can have fun with that and do different stuff with that, and so that's great. Now for photos, they have redone this a little bit, mainly with the collections. But right now you have something called moments, and this goes in like day by day. So the photos you took each day, and this arranges them, and so that's pretty cool to have. And so you can go through all these different photos, which is neat. And you go into collections, and this goes by like month, or where you took them, or whatever. And so you can just hold your finger over a picture, and it kind of gives you a little preview, and so that's cool. But then you go into years, collections, years. So now you have all of that right there. But the cool feature is you can hold your finger over, you can highlight a picture and select it. And so that brings up, I believe that's an Austin Healey car at a car show. And so, different stuff like that. And so that's pretty cool. Either. So that's mainly photos. It works a little bit different, with the exception of the collections and moments tabs now. So you have your albums, and so there's all of that. And so basically that's about all I have to show you. I've kind of talked enough. Now for my thoughts on iOS 7 in general, I really like it. I think it is a great and much needed update to iOS. It was getting very drab, very boring. Everybody's getting kind of tired of it. It made your phone feel old. It was slower. and this is much more colorful. I think that Johnny Ive, who is who handles all this stuff, really did a great job, and Craig Federighi, these are the guys who work in Apple and worked on this. Great job with just redesigning iOS 7, and I'm very pleased with it. The only thing I have to say is probably that I did get a little bit bored, very quickly actually. I've said many times it is a very big overhaul and a redesign to everything, but there is a point where it is not such a massive redesign that you don't get bored very quickly. It is still iOS. It is still the same concept. You still have all the icons. You still have the pages, and all of that, and everything there is the same. And so, if you've had iOS for a while, you just kind of stop, you lose interest at a point. And so that's my only thing. I do like it. I'm very excited to have it now, and I'm going to love using it. And so, that's kind of my thoughts on iOS 7. Below will be links on how to get the links, or how to get the download and how to get iOS 7. So I think that's about all. That's about all I have to show you. And so yeah. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you really enjoyed the video. I hope it just kind of gave you a good idea of what iOS 7 is and what you're going to be getting into next Wednesday. I hope it helped. If you have any questions, or if you just don't understand something, please leave a comment below. You can contact me through the links posted on my channel. Whatever. I would love to hear your questions, and I would love to help in any way. The links that I talked about in the video to actually get to this are going to be in the description, so you can figure out how to do it all yourself. But I do want to give you a heads up. Right now, I would suggest only do this if you have a Mac. The reason why is the only way that you will be able to sync your phone or your device after installing iOS 7 on it is if you have the iTunes 11.1 beta. And that is only released to developers right now. There is a leak for that as well, and that will be listed below. But this is only released to developers right now, and so it is also only a Mac file. So if you have a Mac, fine, go for it, download it, and you're good, and you can sync, after. But you're gonna have to restore probably your device from a backup, or sync all of this sort of stuff back on your device after you're done, after you've updated. But if you don't have the new version of iTunes, you can't do that. And so anyway, that's the big thing. If you do have a Mac, go download iTunes 11.1 and just have fun with it, and you're good to go. But if you have a Windows computer, honestly, I would say wait till next Wednesday, unless you're dying to get it and you don't mind starting with a fresh slate and not being able to sync anything on here. But honestly, I would just say I would wait. But anyway, so that's all I gotta say. And anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. Share the video as well. Let your friends know and just show them all about iOS 7. It's pretty cool. And anyway, thanks guys. I'm gonna go get something to eat because I'm hungry. And so anyway, thanks for watching. See you.